I'm gonna rant, so trigger warning. I may swear, and I might be saying some stuff about this stuff. So, I am overwhelmed today. Um, uh, just because having sensory issues is hard, especially when you're on your period, and especially if you did a lot of socializing the day before. I did my creative writing group. It was a lot of fun. A lot of people really liked what I did. Um, and then I went to work hoping that, I didn't have to socialize much today. And I knew we were putting up the tree in our office. And so, everything was cool. I even got here early by mistake because I was so out of it. Because I should have just stayed home. But it was like, yeah, it should be fine. But then, people wanted to start working on the tree all of a sudden. And it was lunchtime. And I knew that, okay, if I just eat, I should be fine. And so I got the tree from the basement because I'm the operation, so I'm the one who has to grab all that stuff. And I'll put it there. I'll go to lunch. And um, they were waiting for me for my lunch. But where the tree is outside my office. And they were getting set up, getting ready, whatnot. And I was just putting my headphones on, listening to brown noise because that's what makes me kind of level all the sensories. But they kept asking me questions on where things are, and it's just like there are three places that I always get stuff. So it's like maybe just look instead of asking me like I'm the goddamn mother. And that's the crux of it. Um Trying to accommodate others when I should be accommodated, as well as I'm eating fucking lunch. But usually I'm pretty chill, but there are times where it's just like too much. So I kept getting questions and questions. So many fucking people asking me questions at once. And I can't filter that out. Like sound can't fucking filter. And it's just like you guys really don't understand this stuff, you know? They don't explain to people in schools or anywhere what do different disabilities look like, especially internal ones. Because, I'm not changing blue. Uh, my pupils are not dilating like insanity. We have CPR, but we don't. Not many people know the other CPR, the mental health CPR. And so to my boss, I basically went, I'm overwhelmed now. I'm overstimulated, too many sensories. So I just need to eat my dinner in quiet and, give me some time. Ask one of them to help. And he was like, oh, okay. And, did my thing, went back. And, everything was fine. But this stuff is really triggering for me. All my life, I've been around people who had, or what I believe they had, the same thing as me, being autistic, or I also have ADHD. So, I have a lot of other things that haven't been checked, but those are the things that I have. And because I'm not officially diagnosed or anything, and this stuff was interesting to me, so I read up about it and learned about it, and in many different ways by watching TV or what have you. I learned about this stuff because the people around me didn't make sense and I didn't make sense. And so I did a lot of work being very self-aware about my needs to extent and everyone's needs around them. Because mostly I've been around men who are autistic or have some sort of disability that they get to have, but mine always gets forgotten. And so I have to repeat myself over and over in different ways, in casual ways, to the people I know who have known me, maybe a year, 3 years, 2 years, explaining that I'm autistic, explaining I have sensory issues over and over. No one asks me questions. No one goes like, what do you mean by sensory? Like, what kind of stuff makes it hard for you? Nothing. No one gives a shit. This is the thing is, like, people like me. I know they like me. I'm funny. I'm great. I'm hilarious. People love to talk to me because I'm so engaging. But when I've had enough, when I've had too much, and I can't filter and I can't do anything because I am frustrated, then people think I have an attitude. And it's tricky, right? Being autistic. Because it's like telling someone who's having a heart attack, hey, can you be nicer about asking for help? And, like, not that they did that, but because I'm constantly dismissed that I have disabilities, or they keep forgetting that what I'm saying, like, I'm not saying it to be cute. It's a real thing, and it affects me. Apparently, they don't understand why I'm getting louder and more angry and more frustrated. And so what usually happens is doctors believe the men in my life that they are autistic or that they have disabilities or allergies or whatnot. And then I go to a doctor, they treat me like I'm on drugs, which is another problem, right? Means people discriminate against people with addictions. That's why a lot of times I didn't drink, I didn't smoke, I didn't do anything until at one point I was just like, screw it. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. They think I am anyway. But I mean, I just smoke weed. And even then, like, not a lot. Because I don't like the flavor. I don't even like beer, so... But even still, like... And so, I have to perform at a level that I cannot deal with. And because people are so ignorant around me, that over time, when I explode because I am overwhelmed, usually what happens, they get annoyed with me because I need to regulate myself, even though the whole point of being autistic is I cannot. It is not a quirk, it's an actual thing. That's all I wanted to say. But yeah, I did have fun last night in my creative group. But I think I'm going to sit in the dark for a bit. Anyway, good night.